Oh, welcome to Pick Central.
Welcome to Pick Central. Dukes, what were you trying to say?
I'm trying to figure out a system in which I can fade out the graphic while also slowly bringing down the music, because it's really just me. And what I've come to the conclusion of is you guys need to stop talking before the show. You know how you're like that? So I was trying to be like, you're on the hot mic.
Got it.
So if you're talking shit
I
about
didn't see
anyone,
you.
I was like, I don't want you to.
All right, that's good. That's safe.
We're not talking shit about nobody.
Yeah, no, but you know what I'm saying,
I'm
right?
just saying, we never.
I can't hear you that back here. Yeah.
Okay,
Never in our
brother.
lives. Dukes, I'm going to ask you, right? Is it game time first? All right.
Yeah, I just saw 2 ads.
This show is brought to you by Game Time. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Listen, again, I don't need this piece of paper. We've all used it. Smitty should be using it when he wants to go to a Phillies playoff game. Ev's used it for UFC. Clemens used it to go see Barry Manilow.
Nope. No, baseball, though.
Oh.
What are you laughing at?
It's funny.
That's
Smitty's the same age I am. He's such a fraud. Look at him laughing away, giggling like a schoolgirl.
No, but that's such a generalization. I like Barry Manilow.
Yeah, Barry's great.
Yeah.
You should go see
I don't care for Barry Manilow.
Well, you should go see him at Game Time. It'll change your mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna use. I already have mine locked in. Duke is playing Baylor at MSG. I will be. They already are cheaper tickets than anywhere on the sites. They got me 2 rows off the court for not breaking my wallet. It's fantastic. So it's last minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals, easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event and even an hour after it starts. That's the coolest part. Even if it starts, you're like, fuck it, I'm going.
Yeah, you get to the game late, whatever. You get there. There you go. Grab tickets.
So go to Game Time. It's by far the best app to get tickets. Go to Game Time right now.
Personal endorsement, I just used Game Time to buy tickets very cheaply for some reason. I don't know why, to the Giants-Patriots game at MetLife. No idea why the tickets to that Super Bowl rematch would be so cheap.
I agree.
Considering two franchises that are just Super Bowl champions.
I agree.
Right? So
I
cheap.
agree. That's 2 Super Bowl candidates this year.
Yep.
We will be taking calls all of this show because you're probably sick of talking to Rico because he does a whole show on it. Duke's taking a deep breath.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, I made a sheet for you guys, too, if you guys want to bounce off that a little bit.
Yes. But call into the show. We want to take everyone's calls, football, baseball, anything. Ev, before we get into everything, Ev was sick yesterday.
I'm still sick right now.
And he's still...
Oh, no.
We have this athletic event happening that we've been trying to do for a while. Clemmer and Ev are facing off today, and Big Ev's sick.
I just want to get over with at this point. I'm just over it. I feel like shit. Clemmer wants to show he can beat me in a 40-yard dash. God bless him.
You said on this show you were athletic than me. You started this.
I didn't say I would beat you in a foot race, but
You said
track and
more
field.
athletic. That's part of being athletic, Ev.
It's not.
Oh, it really is.
Is John Ross more athletic than Justin Jefferson? Shut up, dummy. Stupid fuck.
No, there's
Why
also,
am I a stupid fuck? Why are you mad at me? You said you were more athletic than me. We agreed on 5 categories, and now you're mad at me.
Well, we didn't agree on 5. They were putting. No, we're gonna do.
I didn't do that.
We're gonna do it. It's fine. I actually don't have the energy to really argue over it. I just want to do it, and get it over with.
healthy debate. Healthy debate. I have a mediation to this. I think there's a difference between being good at sports to being athletic. I could see the argument that Ev would be better at sports, but Clemmer more athletic.
Well, we're doing sports in this as well.
I agree, and I think it's going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. But yes, let's call into the show. We'll get the number up whenever it can. Dukes is doing 9,000 things, so we'll let you guys know. Before we get to calls, though, Twin.
Jesus.
Do you guys hear him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Twins break the streak. First playoff win since 2004. Clemmer's gonna act like he won the World Series by saying the Twins might win a game. It's just the fact that they were 0-18. Now they're 1-18, and it's funny. And it's against the Blue Jays, but good for them. Good call.
Hey, Shout out Royce Lewis, hell of a ball player.
Yeah, great play. I know you said that yesterday. He's the best player you've ever seen. So.
Well, and people are coming at me saying, "Oh, you don't even know you like you."
Smitty, it was very dumb yesterday when I said Royce Lewis is a really good player. He's like, you're like,
Look,
oh, that's not going to be the reason they win, and it was exactly the reason. He had
I
2
mean,
home runs.
Pop, yes, Royce. I'll put my money where my mouth is right here. If Royce Lewis hits 2 home runs every playoff game, the Twins will win a World Series. Pablo Lopez shut him down more than Royce Lewis.
I brought him up yesterday,
runs.
too, as a reason you shouldn't care about being 0-18 because it was his first year with the team.
I didn't count on the Blue Jays' apathy towards life being more of a storyline than the Twins being 0-18.
The Blue Jays are a joke, dude. They
They're
have
a fucking disgrace.
the amount they're in that stage where it's like their core isn't like this young core anymore. Their core has been together for how many years now?
Oh, a while. I think they need to fire the manager if they don't. Let's say they lose today or
Like
even lose
how
tomorrow.
Many
They need to really overhaul that
How
team.
many times? Like who's like, I'm gonna say it is overrated. Vladdy.
Oh well,
Vladdy is just
this year has been such a disappointment.
he has
I mean,
been
he's been awful this year.
Yeah. Like, obviously, he's got the talent, but, like, I do think that he just gets that, like, superstardom. Obviously, his name helps, and he did start off, like, hot. But he's not the same player this year.
No,
when was his MVP candidacy? Like 3 years ago?
He was very good last year. Like last year, he had a great
but
year.
when was he
I think
like
it was
number
2
2 in MVP
2
votes?
years ago, right?
I think it was 2 seasons ago.
Wasn't that with when it was, like, Ohtani? Like, it could have been
2021 was I think his best year. 2022, if I'm going by memory here, was very good. This year was a disaster. I don't think he even hit 25 home runs. Like it was not what we expect from him. This whole team's been very underwhelming. I don't know. This is a Blue Jays team that's really in a tough spot.
Clemmer, I just want to shout you out. Yesterday, Smitty was laughing at you, saying Royce Lewis has no chance.
We just did it all.
We already said that.
No, thank you,
Let
Phil,
him
because
cook.
Smitty really
Let him
didn't.
cook.
Smitty really hasn't said he was wrong or anything. He just sits there and.
No, I said, look, if you would have put up any player for the Twins, I would have had the exact same reaction because I didn't think they were going to win yesterday. And I didn't think they were going to win the series. But then again, the Blue Jays are a fucking joke. Twins are going to win the series probably and get spanked by the Astros.
I mean, I didn't think they were going to necessarily win that. I didn't think the Twins were going to win that game either. So I'll say that. I thought Kevin Gausman was going to pitch better than that. But this Blue Jays team is a walking coma. I did think the Twins are going to win today because Sonny Gray's been so good. So the Twins have a really, really good chance to just end this today.
And the Twins still were the third, or not the Twins, the Blue Jays still were the third most embarrassing team yesterday, some way, somehow.
Dukes, what, you have your right hand up?
Yeah, I was raising my hand back here like this because I slept on this, Clemmer, because I think that it's got separated into the curses debate, all this stuff. Like, does it actually have an effect? And I don't know if this will make sense, but it shouldn't have an effect on the actual gambling lines, but it might have a mental effect on the locker room.
Yeah.
Is that fair
I
to
actually
say?
think it's the other way around. I think you got that backwards.
Really?
I think it has more of an effect on the gambling lines because you have people who kind of make the lazy narrative of, they've lost 18 in a row, so they're going to lose again, when meanwhile those losses have no bearing or relevance. But I think the locker room doesn't care. A lot of those guys in the locker room this is their first year with the Twins.
You can say, like, you could keep saying the same thing. It doesn't mean that you're just completely right.
So you think it was a curse that somehow was snapped yesterday?
I don't think it was a curse. 18
I'm
years
asking
is not
Marty.
a
I
curse.
don't think it's a curse, but it is a stat that happened. When it's 0-18, I get the 18 doesn't matter, but there is still players on that team from last year that I know they weren't in the
2
playoffs.
years ago, yeah.
I know they weren't in the playoffs, but they're still on a team that hasn't won a playoff game. That it's been there for a little bit. Like, that is something people think about. These players are not robots. You think they're robots where October, the month doesn't matter. You think the playoffs don't fuck with their head a little bit because there's a player in the playoffs right now that when it's October, it fucks with his head, and that's Tyler Glasnow. He sucks in the playoffs.
Okay, then
Preach, Marty, preach.
Right, well, hang on a second. So what happened last year? So what happened to Glasnow last year? He had 5 scoreless innings in a start.
What? So will you do one?
I'm just saying, like, I don't think it works
No,
that
but
way.
what are you talking? Like, yes, it does. Like,
What's
What's his ERA in the playoffs?
It's very bad.
Oh, I'm
So
pulling it up right
that's
now.
like
It's
a thing.
awful.
It's
I
awful.
get it. Like,
He was 577 going into the game.
yes, that's a thing that happens. People there's more pressure on you. You get tighter. That your mental.
Is it that, or are you facing better competition, and therefore you're more likely? Maybe his stuff doesn't play as well against very good
In
teams.
10 playoff starts, his his postseason ERA is 5.72. That's not a small sample size.
No, that's a lot, and that's where people like Kershaw
saying,
went for a while where he was not good in the playoffs, and he's gotten better. That has to do with mental. It's like
why is it mental?
Baseball,
why can't it be maybe your stuff doesn't play as well against good
as
teams?
a baseball guy? So you're thinking it's all 100% talent?
Here's the deal. I can evaluate talent. I can't evaluate what's in someone's brain. So why try?
I think that's fair. For the record, I think Marty is right, but I don't hate your explanation for it because yes, I do think it's better talent. I think that's a great point, Clemmer. But at the same time, I think the mental factor that you can't calculate in. Nobody knows what's going on.
That's what I'm saying. I know you can't calculate, but there's also guys you don't know that. Glasnow's fucking could have something going on in his life. You don't know what's happening.
So why assume anything when you actually have numbers and stuff you can work with?
But
it's hard.
But there is numbers that you can work with. This 10 starts and 5.7. That's an ERA that it shows you that mentally something's wrong because he.
No, it doesn't mean that. You can jump into a conclusion that might not be true. That could be a conclusion, yes. But it also could be a conclusion of his stuff doesn't play as well against a certain type of hitter.
I just don't understand what's so good about Tyler Glasnow. The guy's 30 years old. He's never pitched more than what?
Well, his stuff's electric, Phil.
I don't care how electric his stuff is. The guy doesn't pitch 120 innings. This is his career high this year.
Yeah, but look at his strikeout rate.
I don't give a fuck about your strikeouts if you're not pitching.
You're not listening.
Me?
You're just yelling back at me. You're not listening to what I'm saying. If you watch him pitch, he is amazing.
Yeah, he's
to watch.
great in the 5 innings he actually pitches in the regular season.
Phil,
great.
But Phil, that's why people are very interested in him because he's so dominant when he's right. But when he's wrong, he gets ugly.
If Major League Baseball didn't take away the sticky tack, Tyler Glasnow might be a Hall of Famer right now.
I don't know if he'd
pitch long
enough. That's an over-exaggeration,
enough.
obviously, you fucking little bastards. But he wouldn't got hurt, and he would be considered a fucking ace.
Even before he got hurt, he wasn't pitching.
He was great this year in
120 innings.
He was
that has
amazing.
nothing to do with the sticky stuff, though, Smitty. That's not fair. He was fantastic this year. His stuff's electric. He just can't stay durable, and he's been terrible in the playoffs.
I'm just alluding to the fact that he instantly got hurt and blamed the. Well, he maybe didn't blame for the injury, but he was talking about the sticky tack, and I got hurt. That's all I'm alluding to. Christ.
Yeah,
you guys got sticks up your taints today.
I mean, wasn't your we'll finish this up, but isn't like the guy you loved, Yogi Berra? Like you watched him growing up, didn't you? Like didn't he say 90% is mental and 10% is talent?
I don't
That's
think
not even
it's not the
close to what he
quote,
said.
Marty. And the quote's kind of a joke.
The quote is very much a metaphorical joke.
It's a joke, Marty. Yeah, it's
mental.
Yeah,
there was no.
A, you fucked up the quote, and B, that he was making fun of that whole philosophy.
Someone look it up.
Okay, Marty.
Regardless.
Baseball is 90% mental. The other half is physical. So by your math, that would add up.
Yeah, man, it's up. I'm just saying, there is mental to the game. You don't evaluate it at all, but there literally is. You can evaluate when a person.
I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not those players' individual psychiatrist. I'm not going to pretend to understand the mental.
Not pretend when when there's stats to back it up. It doesn't just mean
stats that you're cherry picking.
It's October playoffs.
I mean,
stupid.
This is the last thing I'm going to say for this. Again, I'm a casual baseball fan, as casual as it comes. With the quarterbacks in the NFL in general, people bring up how he can't play in the big game. He can't. He's not clutch down the stretch.
Two different sports. This is not.
Okay, fine, fair. But there is a circle. What is it? When it's two circles combining.
Oh,
Venn diagram.
Venn diagram.
Those.
Correct,
like
Clemmer.
those.
Thank you for that assist. A Venn diagram. Both athletes, both competitors, both make money playing a sport. I think there's something to be said with that. No.
Yes, I agree, Dukes.
Okay.
Still out on
So
me.
what happened yesterday again? The Twins. So Twins won. Did they snap the curse?
I wasn't talking.
Clever. You cannot be taking credit for the
stupid.
Twins win when you bet at the Blue Jays.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you
That's
did?
true. He bet the Blue
Wait,
Jays.
you did?
Yeah, he did.
I just said that.
Oh, I
idiot.
didn't know that.
I also
I forgot
shut
about
up
that.
for a second. I also bet the series going.
Cherry picking Clemmy.
I bet the series going.
Cherries.
Shut the
Picking the
fuck.
cherries.
Shut up and let me talk. I also.
Cherry picking Clemmy.
You can't. You done?
Love the cherries. Cherry picking season.
Also, the argument was based around them playing the Astros, getting the win.
No, it wasn't. This is yesterday.
I just want to get
yesterday.
I just want to get this question into Clemmer. Clemmer, what would you rather have? A pitcher that goes 120 innings, 3.5 ERA, or 180.
Shut the fuck up for a second. Let me just.
I just want to ask that question.
If I'm not gonna be able to talk, it's frustrating. You guys are all coming at me and you're not letting me speak.
Speak.
I want to punch you in the face so much. Right now. I really do. I want to go in there and just beat the fucking shit out of you.
While you're speaking.
He's really gonna kill him.
I really am.
He's not in the mood today.
So,
Cherries are in the chat right now, by the way.
you're not gonna let me talk. It's
Clever.
not fair.
No,
Talk
I want
to
you
me.
to go.
Talk to me.
I want you to go.
I bet on the series going 3 games because I was confident there wasn't a curse. You morons are so fucking stupid. You believe in curses, and now that the curse is broken, you won't say that. You're trying to do other things. Is there or is there not such thing as curses? Just tell me.
Yes.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
I think the curses can be broken, but there's curses.
So why did this curse break?
Why was there a
No. Answer. I want an answer to that.
break? They played a better game. I don't know.
Pablo Lopez shoved against an absolute apathetic
So
team.
talent
and Royce Lewis came
overtakes.
through.
So talent
I
overtakes.
mean, the Red
curses.
Sox just had.
Oh,
a
I
curse
think the
on
Blue Jays are more talented than the Twins.
Why did the Red Sox have
When they want to play.
the curse of the Bambino? Is that what you're saying?
They had a curse.
So
on
why
them
did it
for a while.
break?
Because curses can be broken, but
How did it break? How do you break a curse?
when you win,
I gotta say
What?
something. We gotta stop calling the Twins thing a curse.
it's not a curse. it's just
18
a
years is not even
funny-
close to a curse.
It's just funny.
It's a bad stretch.
Like the Twins suck. That's why it's funny. Like the Red Sox was a curse.
I think 50 years plus is the minimum for a curse.
I'd go 30.
I go 40. Honestly.
I'm right, and here's why.
I mean, do we consider the Mets cursed?
There's no such thing as curses,
I know.
guys. There's a reason for things to happen.
That's a close.
86 feels like my dad. My dad did see it. So like,
My dad was working the game, so that doesn't count yet.
Okay.
But soon. Finish off. What else you want from the wild card?
Just go through each game.
Well, let's go with Phillies. I mean, the Phillies. Bryce Harper is the coolest guy in baseball. The way he walked in with AI, he just understands. He understands Philly. That's what he knows. And him running through that stop sign and scoring, he's so fucking cool. And
That
Castellanos
running through the stop
going
sign?
like this, amazing.
Yeah. Bryce Harper running through the stop sign is equivalent to running through a red light when it's turning yellow like 1,000 yards in front.
Yeah.
That was incredible. No, the Phillies, I thought that it would be a little bit more of a fight, especially after they started the game with second and third, nobody out, and couldn't get Dick in. I thought it was going to be one of those games like, oh, shit, here we go, just keeping the Marlins in. And they had opportunities to break it wide open all throughout the game. But, I mean, they came to play. Zach Wheeler. Who would have thought Zach Wheeler would be the best ex-Mets pitcher from that rotation? Like, he just absolutely just shoves. He brought out Cy Young shit. They weren't hitting anything. If he could pitch like that throughout the playoffs, any team is in trouble. Every single hitter in the lineup of the Phillies had a hit last night. Every single one. Against a pretty good pitcher.
Are you confident this ends today? I am.
Yes. But this game is, for me, and I think Philly, this game is the Aaron Nola game. Like, if Aaron Nola comes out and absolutely does what he is capable of doing, and not only Phillies win the series, which is obviously great, it puts them on a great trajectory throughout the playoffs in which they need him to pitch like an ace in order for them to have any success. And also, it's saving his career, kind of. He had a very down season in a contract year. If he wants to get paid the way he could and should be paid, if he's pitching up that level, he needs to come out these playoffs and absolutely dominate. So I think they win today. I think the Marlins were shell-shocked by the stadium. Like, that's a tough place to play, man.
It's one of the few home field advantages this playoffs.
There's a bunch of scumbags in the stands.
I think Jeff Passan or somebody said that it's like it's closest thing to an SEC football environment is a Phillies playoff game, and
you're the only team that like really has like a real fan base in this playoffs.
Yeah, and it's
who has a real fan base in this playoffs?
There's not many. You have
a serious fan base like
Dodgers.
Obviously, we could go to the Rays that had 19,000 people at their playoff game where they're like the number 2 seed.
Dodgers and Orioles have a real fan base.
Are you scared of those fan bases?
The Orioles.
Orioles maybe.
That park
because
was
they're
going
just-
crazy
yeah,
the
because
last 2
they're
months.
desperate. Like they haven't seen it in a while. I get that. Like Dodgers,
hungry.
it's like
Dodgers
yeah.
have a legit.
I'm not scared of any like LA fan base, honestly.
The Dodgers, I think, have the best fan base of. Well, maybe the Lakers. The Lakers, obviously. And
The
Dodgers.
Phillies are 23-13 since Mike Park opened. That's the best winning percentage at a specific park in the playoffs in Major League Baseball history.
I think it's partly because you feel like you're on top of the field too when you're there. Like when you're there, you feel like you're almost on the field because it feels so condensed. That park.
Well, that kind of helps when you're specifically taunting the other players. And
Yeah.
putting them.
It's the energy there, though. Philly fans are awesome, so the energy there is always like palpable.
And,
Anything else on Phillies,
yeah.
Smitty?
Minus 155 today. I mean, just get it done. It's a huge game today solely so they can obviously clinch, but rest up everybody, get that extra day to take on the Braves.
Did you take that
like, full throttle?
plus 180 that they were going to sweep? Did you jump on that at all?
I
Yesterday?
did not. I just did the unders yesterday, and I'm parlaying the money line with the Rays today. Plus 176.
Our Diamondbacks, the ones we've been very, very happy
The
about.
worst game one starter in the history of baseball.
That's not what it's not. It was the 20th century. And
In the
he had-
20th century,
he had,
my
the, he had the
apologies.
second highest ERA, and he
didn't pitch good, but he did. Diamondbacks won because that's how baseball works.
But it had nothing to do with winning and losing. It had to do with Fat being terrible. Like he was awful, and then you got to give Torey Lovello credit. 6 1/3 scoreless
I'm
innings.
giving the Diamondbacks credit for winning a game versus Corbin Burns. They had 3 home runs off him.
They
You
did.
You got to give credit to Evan Longoria.
Down to 3.
Yeah, Evan Longoria.
Evan Longoria making that play. Was it bases loaded?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bases loaded, 1 out.
1 out, double play.
No, nobody out.
Nobody out.
No,
yeah.
it was 1 out. It was basically nobody outs, but he made the play with 1 out.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
And then, great play by Longo. And
Who was running on second there?
I don't know.
I have
who
no
it
idea.
was.
Got to be better.
Oh, it was Christian Yelich.
Oh, wow.
Come on. Huge story, friend of the program. Got to be better. Got to be better as an MVP.
How many people do you think watched that Diamondbacks-Brewers game yesterday?
I don't know.
That was the worst out of all.
Did
of
you
them.
guys watch it?
No, actually, it's pretty exciting for most of it.
It was the
I
best
did.
game, but the
I mean,
most
I know-
irrelevant team.
No, I know it's best. I'm not saying it's the best game, but it was when you think about a Diamondbacks-Brewers game, no one's I get it if it's a little further in the playoffs. I think they would, but when the rest of those games were on, I don't think many people were watching.
How many first round exits do the Brewers get before you stop blowing Craig Counsell?
No, I think the Brewers are fantastic. I would literally blow Craig Counsell if it meant him coming to be the Mets
I
manager.
don't want to get into
Chad
that
said
at all.
Willie Adams was on second.
Willie Adams.
Yelich was
Willie
got-
Adames.
Well, yeah, and Yelich got that play at second. He got out. The Brewers ran into a few outs yesterday.
I'm not getting into this, but Craig Counsell's not just going to fix the Mets. Any
It
other?
would really help. He's a fantastic
Ev,
manager.
You got anything on baseball?
Yeah, I did watch some while I was kind of in and out of sleep. I mean, I did bet the Diamondbacks, so that felt good. Actually, the craziest beat was I had them the first 5, and they won. It was the guy got hit by the pitch and they took it back.
Oh yeah.
So I literally, I thought I lost it, and then they got out of the gym with no runs. It was crazy.
Marty was in that seat yesterday and looked like he had yellow fever. I don't know if the camera's doing you any favors right now.
I feel horrible.
Maybe you need some more sleep, man.
No, I haven't. I feel horrible. I'm sick as a dog. I feel like shit.
Ev, you want to go home?
I do, but I'm gonna give Clemmer a run for his money. So I'm gonna put my flu game on. I'm gonna beat Clemmer.
I'm not gonna lie. Ev
gonna
actually
go
has
home.
nothing to lose now.
I'm gonna go home.
Oh yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Got a great built.
If you lose, Clemmer, if you lose to Ev in the flu game,
Hey, sometimes you focus more when you're sick.
No, all the pressure's on Clemmer here. I agree.
do you
I
feel it?
do I feel the pressure? No, I think I'm okay.
I think. It's
Let's
a
see the
little
hand.
fresh.
Let's see the hand. How steady is it?
All right. Anything
Still a Greca.
we can?
One note about the Rays. What the fuck? 4 errors? That is so uncharacteristic of any Rays baseball team. And then the way those errors were, that play in center field by Siri, what?
Horrible.
I love them today.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I think they bounce back too.
I'm with Ev entirely. The Rays are the play. Eflin's so good, especially in Tampa. I think the Rays win the series.
The only thing I'm worried about, Evaldi is nails in the playoffs. He's been good the last few, but
It's so bad since coming off the IL though.
yeah, that's true. I do.
Disaster.
We don't have to get into the pedigree thing. I do believe in some people. There's a certain level they just they rise up to the big moment. And he has done that. He did it with the Red Sox. He had a great run.
He absolutely did. The only thing is he's hurt. You know, like
trust me. I bet the Blue. I mean, excuse me. I bet the Rays. I like the Rays a lot.
If Evaldi's just a flat out very good pitcher. Like he was in the Cy Young race until he got hurt. If he was healthy, I would not be as confident in this game at all.
The Rays not moving somewhere or something? Like the fan stuff is actually embarrassing.
It's wild.
He might be my favorite pitcher ever.
They're the team that should go to like Nashville or something.
Dude, 19,000 for a playoff game is like, and it's. Let me tell you, it's not even Tampa's fault. The fans, it's a far drive.
The location of the stadium's horrific.
Awful.
It's off a highway.
And it's a piece of shit.
You got to go over that bridge to get there. Always traffic on that bridge.
I've been to Tampa plenty of times, and it's just like it is so far away. There's no reason.
Well, it's not in Tampa. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Dukes?
I think I don't. You know, guys, I said this once. I'll say it twice. I'll say it 3 more times. Not the biggest baseball guy, but
no?
Do you know what starts today?
Football.
Out of the next 55 days, we have 54 days of football. That's awesome.
I want to take some callers because they've been waiting for a little bit now. If they want, so we just finish up with the baseball stuff. Tyler, what's up?
What's going on, guys? Just calling in as a Brewers fan, but this is more for Clemmer. It's about Craig Counsell and his decision of the wild card roster, leaving Garrett Mitchell, Rowdy Tellez off the roster. And pinch hitting Jesse Winker, who hasn't faced a MLB pitcher in 2 months, and he actually tweaked his oblique on his second swing. He's so bad. So I don't know if Craig Counsell's going to fix everything for the Mets, but
so you're a Brewers fan. You don't think he's a great manager? I'm surprised because a lot of Brewers fans I feel like really love him.
He manages the bullpen great, but he's not given the best tools for the lineup. But the wild card roster and pinch hitting Winker last night was just. Has me questioning a lot of.
No, he did a terrible job last night. Also burning Devin Williams, so now you can't use him today. So I completely agree that he had a horrible day.
I think they have to use Williams again tonight. I mean, he's had to get 4 outs a lot of the time.
Yeah.
This season, but
he threw so many pitches. What do you 28?
Not like 30, but most Milwaukee Brewers game ever. Just the whole team does their job besides fucking Corbin Burns and Devin Williams, of course, but. Rico's guy, Zach Gallen's just gonna destroy us tonight. So, yeah,
it's our guy.
That's all I have to say.
Keep your head up.
Sad Milwaukee Brewer fan. So.
Keep your head up.
It's tough when your baseball team doesn't.
Tyler from Houston.
Watch all season long. That's tough, man.
Tyler was a sad sack day. You hate to see that. You really do. You do. Let's talk to our guy Mark in Philly. What's up, dude?
What's up, fellas? I'm riding high after a Phil's win, heading to the game tonight, hoping for a clinch. I've obviously bet the game 8 ways from Sunday because I'm a degenerate, but I'm actually calling it about the other NL series. I think Milwaukee's cooked. The gut punch of the Woodruff news, followed by blowing a 3-0 lead. Brewers wasted their top bullpen guy in Williams, and he got shelled. I think Counsell's already looking up houses in Queens to join David Stearns with the Mets. I think Arizona finishes it tonight, and if they do, I think they can beat the Dodgers in the same way San Diego did last year. The Dodgers just don't have the arms we're used to them having, and if they win tonight, it would set up Merrill Kelly for Game 1 for Arizona. Arizona money line tonight, and don't sleep on them making a run.
Everything Mark said, I think, was right.
I like it. I do actually. We didn't talk about it much, but when you have like one of your star pitchers out, the clubhouse gets down after that.
Especially the way it happened, right before, and he was in tears talking about it. Like, how does that not affect, you know? And you know me, I'm not a big morale or chemistry guy, but that's not the attitude you want going into a playoff game.
100%.
I think a very underrated point that Mark Philly made, and as well as the other caller, Devin Williams being wasted last night and pitched like shit, pitched like absolute shit. Like that's going to come up huge tonight.
Sorry, Doe from LA I clicked him on accident. What's up?
This is Dio. What's up, guys? So I'm having a bit of a problem. Not even a problem. It's like a moral dilemma. My friends, we all are in this like group chat where we all send each other our betting slips. We're not like the sharpest college guys. We have one guy in our group who sends us this ticket of all of his bets, like 15 bets every week, 20 bets every week, and we, as a group, decided to fade him secretly because he's been doing awful. And in the past 3 weeks, he's like 8-2, 13-5, like 11-4-1. we're like fading him, and then we'll like see him in public and be like, hey man, like better luck next week. We got you. We're gonna ride with you. Secretly, we've all been making tons of money behind his back. Do we tell him, or do we just let it keep going?
No, that is. Wait, is Dio?
Dio called in last week. Dio, I actually have a
Dio calls in all the time.
Yeah. Dio, I have a question for you really quick. It's Dukes back here. Is Rico Bosco in your group chat? Is that who you're fading?
I cannot confirm nor deny it, but, you know, we've been fading and making money.
You know what? I don't think you tell him. I don't think you tell this mysterious person in the group chat, because once you do tell him, maybe you do tell him, because he'll get worse if you do tell him. Because then he'll start pretending to try, and he might get even worse. You might make more money.
Hypothetically, Dio, we might open up the lines this Friday, back half of the hour. So call in, maybe tell this friend face to face if it is the man that we think it is.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but we'll see where that goes then. Thank you guys so much.
Wait, Dio.
Yeah.
I could be. Is he the one that called in?
Hitter.
Is he the one that called in with
at the wedding?
My
boyfriend.
boyfriend.
Your boyfriend, yeah. How did that go? Did you teach him anything or no?
So we were talking about it. We're like getting into it. He wants to go to the UCLA Colorado game. He went to UCLA.
Oh, all right.
And he's like, maybe we'll do that together. So I think that's what we're gonna try to get done. He's like, maybe we can go to some games together. So we're gonna try that out.
Yeah, I got the chills for you, Dio.
Great.
Because I could also see Dio.
I like this guy a lot.
I could see you going to the game and just getting blacked out. This is what we do.
I'm gonna bet the over and just have a great time.
Yeah. All right, Dio. Appreciate you.
My guys.
Dio's a great caller. Let's go with Phil. What's going on, Phil?
How you doing, guys? Thanks for having me on.
What's up?
Well, I just said, Big Ev, I'm so sorry that you're feeling down under the weather. But look over at that little Jack Skellington-looking opponent of yours today. You're going to run through him and devour his soul in this competition today. I can feel it, my friend.
I needed that. Thank you.
He's terrified. That's why he was talking so much trash on the rundown yesterday.
So much trash. Oh, it got intense.
Oh, look at me. I'm clever, and I can talk like I'm so big and tough. You're going to get smoked, dude. Team Big Ev for life.
Thank you, Phil. I love you.
Oh, Phil. That was a very good call. We're having good calls today by Phil and Dio and Mark, and it's great. Let's go to Brandon. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, guys. Gambling's only been legal here for 2 weeks in Kentucky, and it couldn't come at a better time. Kentucky, Georgia this Saturday, the spread started at 19.5. It was down to 14 in less than 24 hours. I'm not saying Kentucky's going to come out and win, but we do have one of the best defensive coordinators in the country in Brad White. That guy's a genius. Deion Walker on the defensive line, he's a true sophomore. He'd be a first-round pick this year. Last time Georgia lost a night game at home was 2009 versus Kentucky. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
That's such a Kentucky thing to know.
Kentucky money line.
Yeah, no, that's just.
I do like the Kentucky team. It's Devin Leary's a veteran quarterback. I'm surprised he's turned the ball over more than I expected this year. My fear is it's a tough match. I think it's always a tough matchup when two teams kind of play the same way, and one team probably is a little bit better. I'm definitely not rushing to lay the points at Georgia for sure, but fuck it. I'm with you, Brandon. Go Kentucky. I'll definitely be rooting for Kentucky for sure.
Yeah, and 11% of Devin Leary's incompletions this year are drop passes by the wide receivers. And these are sophomore wide receivers that were stars last year as freshmen. If they can get that together, Barryon Brown and Dane Key, if they can get that together this weekend, look out. Devin Leary hasn't been perfect, but he's not as bad as it was.
Now, Leary's a good quarterback. I like Leary. They'll be all right. It's a tough game,
do you think Georgia struggling at Auburn is a good thing or a bad thing for them going into Kentucky?
I think they're mortal. I think they're more mortal than they've been the last few years. I don't think they're just like dominant force that's going to just like run through everybody. I think they've shown that already. They haven't really been able to blow out like anyone like even decent in the SEC. Like I said, my fear with Kentucky is that they just they play the same style of football. And I think when you have one team that I think they have maybe an ability to just kind of like smush Kentucky. Like I don't see it being super high scoring. I'm I see it being like I'll say like 20, similar to like the last few games, honestly, maybe like 24 to like 10 type of game, something like that. Like, I don't think it's going to be crazy. Maybe the under.
I think that Kirby Smart is a genius because did you see what he said?
No.
He was like, everyone in the SEC should be ranked. That's how good this conference is.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
obviously
I did see
not.
it, yeah.
And he's just like, hey, you got it's a gauntlet here. It's like the SEC is probably the most down year for an SEC conference type of it.
The top isn't as strong as it's been in a while.
That's what I'm saying. And like, but even the middle isn't like complete. Kentucky
The middle's okay. Kentucky's
helping
like
it out.
solid. Like a lot. There's like
Tennessee,
LSU's already got 2 losses. I don't think Tennessee's that good.
Yeah, like it's just not like the
Auburn's like
that usually
Auburn's
has.
okay. Like South Carolina's like okay.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at best.
Do you think Tennessee missed out by a year?
I mean, last year. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they did. They did sort of, but I mean, you got to remember like that team last year. I mean, before Hendon Hooker got hurt, they got smoked by South Carolina. Like Spencer Rattler dropped his nut. They dropped like 60 on them. That had nothing to do with Hendon Hooker.
Who would you say is the best conference right now?
Pac-12 is the deepest.
Isn't that crazy?
They're the deepest, like 1 to 12 or whatever they like. Top to bottom.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because like obviously the Big Ten has
the Big Ten
4
is
teams.
the Big Ten is 3 like very good teams, and then always the bottom is like bad, like Northwestern's.
Yeah,
bad.
and then like the SEC has bad teams at the bottom. The
like Vanderbilt's really bad.
Big 12 has bad teams at the bottom.
The Big 12 I think is the weakest. I think Texas is the only team I really think is like good.
Oklahoma's not getting a lot of credit, but
this game this weekend will determine a lot. If it's Oklahoma Texas.
Oh, it is
huge game, biggest game of the weekend. If the winner of that game is in the driver's seat to win the Big 12.
Yeah.
Although that could very easily end up being a rematch in the Big 12 championship. I honestly think it's probably likely, but I think Texas just has more on. Texas, I think, is just better. Just overall, just better players, more talented.
Before we get to the rest of these calls, this segment of the callers is brought to you by Cars.com. Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research and find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for you for that on Cars.com. Again, we've told you thousands of times now that even Phil, I think Phil's looking for a car, and he's that's not how you drive, Phil. But Phil's been looking for a car. He's been coming over my desk, shopping around, being like, this one, no, let's go to that one. It's quick, easy, one of the best website to find cars. So go to Cars.com. And, yeah, I want people to show us when you go to Cars.com. Tweet at us. Tweet at Pick Central. Show us how easy it is. Show us how great the inventory is and how everything works for you. Let's go back to the callers. Who's been on long? Let's go to Zach. What's going on, man?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'll be short and sweet here. I got a pick for you, and then Ev, you got a little pick me up before. I'm gonna try and dunk on you a little bit. Hopefully, you could defend the rim in the paint. With that being said, I love the Nerfy today. I think Sonny Gray and Jose Barrios in the Twins Blue Jay game can get me 6 simple outs. I think Sonny Gray is one of the best pitchers in the MLB. If he isn't the Cy Young, because Garrett Cole won it in New York, he's definitely a top 2 or 3 candidate. And Jose Barrios has been pitching his better baseball in the second half of the season. Number 2, how in the world do you call a timeout at home and then throw 10 guys out there on defense? Like, Marcus Freeman absolutely ruined the Irish's season. With that being said, we had you. We should have had a defensive end right there, Eb. I don't know what in the world. I'm in so much pain. Now we got to deal with Caleb Williams to make the playoffs. Like, what in the hell did you just do, Marcus Freeman? But with that being said, I think you just realized it with Georgia. I don't think Georgia's quarterback is good. I don't think your quarterback, Mr. McCord, is very good either, Ev. All right, have yourself a week, boys.
It's good what it needed to be. Ball back against the wall, he drove right down the field on you, scored a touchdown.
When's Ohio State, Penn State?
Couple weeks, like not this week, not next week, the week after.
We don't have a game until then.
We play Maryland. Maryland's decent.
Maryland's
decent.
Watch out.
Maryland this week.
Maryland's not getting talked about enough either.
Because they're waiting for them to like fall on their face. It hasn't happened yet. They always play us tough. Weirdly, I hope that's not the case.
What's the line in the Maryland game, Ev?
18. It opened at 21. It's 18. It's Maryland this week, Purdue next week, Penn State week after.
I like that play, by the way, the caller had about the Blue Jays Twins under.
It's 14.5 from what I saw yesterday.
14.5 down to?
God.
Wow.
That's scary.
I want to say it was like 18. I know I saw.
I'll double check it because you guys know I'm not great with numbers.
Nope. What's up, Joe?
Boys, how we doing today? Thanks for taking my call. Big fan, listen every day, like the stream. Ev, happy Zach Allen Day. Hope you feel better, bud.
Thank you, pal.
I don't like the way you talk to Meek Phil back there. I think it's a little disrespectful, and I think if the cards were on the table, Meek Phil would kick your ass.
I don't think so. A and B. I don't like the way Meek Phil talks to me.
Shut up, Clemmer. I'm not talking to you anymore. All right. Smitty, been Team Smitty since day one. I'm actually on my way to a satellite to go to the MSPT. So hopefully I run well today.
Awesome. Go get it. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Boys, I got some NFL plays for you. I'm going to call everyone. I'm going to start out 2-0 today this week for you. We got the Ravens, -4 against the Steelers. They're going to demolish Mitch Trubisky like they did to DTR on last Sunday with a backup quarterback. I like the Ravens to win by 10 to 14 points that game. And then my Detroit Lions, first half, -5.5. They're going to go into the half up 17-10, 17-7, and not look back against Carolina, and we're going to destroy Bryce Young. You guys have a great day. I'll call you next week when I'm 2-0.
I'm glad to hear he's a Lions fan, so he's had a lot of suffering in his life.
Love that Giants bet, or Lions bet. Love
Let
it.
me tell you, you really have a way with the calls.
They don't seem to like me today.
That's also the Ohio State line's 20.
Oh,
that's our guy, Duke.
It's now back up to 20. I think it opened 21. It got bet down immediately, and now it's 1.
I don't think it went to 14.
14.
No, that's why I was throwing up. That's why I checked. I was like, that would be a
back
big.
there.
7 would be a lot of movement.
He's back there right now.
Maybe there's a glitch in the sports book.
He is back there. That's not Duke's fault. I know it was the computer's fault.
I know I'm smarter than a computer.
I know you are too. Brent, what's going on, Brent?
Hey boys, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to, sorry to rehash this, but I wanted to bring up the argument between Meek Phil and Clemmer yesterday. I understand Meek Phil was basically trying to say Daniel Jones sucks, which I agree with, but I don't understand, like, what points were you guys making that he doesn't?
Getting sacked 11 times is not saying that he doesn't suck. I think he's an average quarterback, but maybe above average quarterback, but getting sacked 11 times isn't completely his fault.
Yeah, but I would say that, like, a lot of those sacks are somewhat his fault.
I don't think the ones on Monday night were, and I'm not biased at all.
Maybe about three is his fault.
Dan Orlovsky did a breakdown to 6.
Didn't you guys bring up that, like, his receiving core, but, like, don't they have the same receiving core that they had yesterday with the addition of, last year with the addition of Darren Waller?
The receiving core sucks.
Haven't they just gotten better?
No, it's awful. They don't even have a number 2 receiver. Their receivers.
But last year was his good year.
Yeah, I know. I think that shows you that he can be good still. He did all that, won a playoff game with Richie James as his number 1 receiving. I think the Giants might have the worst receiving core in the NFL.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying, like, what's changed?
I didn't get to say anything yet. So obviously that pick 6 he threw on the goal line really hurt.
We said that
my relationship with Daniel Jones personally.
But that's why we're like
that one really. And then watching it back and seeing Waller, Waller was wide open in that corner, that hurt me. Like that made me hard. It made it hard for me to defend him after that because that was just such a. You just can't do that in that spot. He does do a lot of good things, and that's what I've tried to like cling on to over the last couple of years. But he's made some mistakes this year that are just like unforgivable and unacceptable. That was like he lost the game on that play.
That's what it's obvious. The biggest difference between this year and last year and the year before is Daniel Jones' turnovers. It's obvious.
It is, but I think that we all like when
the line is worse too for sure. But everything's worse. But
when we talked yesterday, we brought that up. Like that is unexcusable. Like that was all on him. That's 14-10 right there. If we score that touchdown, we're in that game. Like I don't think that we're. The thing is, we're arguing if he's average or dog shit. That's what we're arguing, and it's not like a big argument.
And Marty, look, we can go back and forth on this. I'll say he sucks. You'll say he's good, and we could talk about this for like hours. I personally want to be a better man. I want Ev to save all of his energy from this debate to beat Clemmer today. So
Look at Phil back there.
I also think that I said this yesterday, the Giants win total, I said yesterday exceeded expectations, but seriously, they had the same win total this year to last year, maybe even one less game.
Yeah, it's just Giants fans got excited because we thought that was right. We thought Waller would get this offense. Also, Saquon's not playing. I know it's not everything, but he does obviously help.
We can't say Saquon just because we shit on Clemmer for Brees Hall.
No, I'm not.
I mean, both things can be true.
I'm not blaming
there are some real stats. The offense is definitely better with
For
Saquon,
sure.
but it still is. It's just
I don't think we're winning with
Jones
Saquon
has been bad this year for sure.
It's also just when you're not comfortable in the pocket, you can't stand your ground. You have to roll out. He should have probably just gone down a couple times, but when you're not comfortable in the pocket, you're tending to throw off your back foot, make worse decisions. So it's not all Daniel Jones, but it's mostly Daniel Jones.
He was still 28 at 34.
That's
he can be very accurate, but he's made some just really bad decisions.
All right, let's go to Trey. What's up, Trey?
What's up? How we doing?
Good. What's up?
I just wanted to give a pick. Zach took my Nerfy pick from the Blue Jays, so I'm going to give out the D-backs-Brewers Nerfy. And healthy debate, I think the Nerfy is the best sports gambling bet you can bet. So I'll hang up and listen.
It is a great rush.
It is a good
rush.
It's fantastic.
Needing those 6 clean ounces, it's never easy either.
No,
bring back the BEC, baby.
It's never clean 6 outs.
No.
Or it's a clean 3 outs, and then the first guy gets a hit in the next inning, and you're like, what the fuck? Let's go, Tim. What's up, Tim?
Hey, fellas. Just had a quick question about Ohio State coming up here. I think they rout Maryland. I think it's a beatdown, but I'm skeptical about taking them to win outright for the national championship. I think I got it at plus 700, and I wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
I mean, the Maryland game itself, I'm intrigued because when they've given us games the last few times, our defense has been far worse than this one is. I think, and that's been the problem. We've always scored on them, but they've just always scored a ton of points on us. This year, the front seven, the defense is better than it's been in the last, definitely since Dave's been there, and probably in the last probably even Urban's last year, to Urban's last couple years, even last 2 years. Definitely the best front seven, best defense. So I could see it. The front seven's elite. They're not gonna be able to run if we can get a pass rush, which we haven't really had the sacks this year, but we've definitely gotten after the quarterback a little bit. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if we held them to under 20 points. That wouldn't shock me at all.
I love it.
Daniel Jones gifted head coach Brian Dable a brand new tablet at practice this morning.
That's kind of funny.
I don't hate it.
They had a good laugh.
They
Fun and
said
games.
it as everyone laughed. Really cool moment.
That's a good thing. It's a good way to break the ice. No,
that's what Daniel Jones is. That's a leader, right?
Honestly, the weird thing, not even saying we're gonna win, but the most Giants thing ever would be we have the Dolphins by the balls.
Yeah.
After having the worst performance ever, all of a sudden we're in a 3-point game with the Dolphins.
That sounds familiar. The Jets against the Chiefs, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but then we have the Bills.
It wouldn't shock me. Yeah, their schedule is tough.
Yeah, the only thing that's going against that is the Dolphins are definitely going to wake up after that shit kicking.
The Giants have to wake up too, though. So.
Yeah, but the Dolphins are actually talented.
That's fair.
Fair.
There's nothing I can really say about that.
And it's in Miami.
Yeah, that doesn't help either. Paul, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's going on?
Quick one here for you. I really got my heart on the line here for this weekend. I'm a big Oklahoma Sooners and Dallas Cowboys fan. So both on the road, big underdogs. Do you think better off or more likely to pick off one of these wins in an upset, or going to go 0-2?
Who do the Cowboys have?
Niners.
49ers.
Oh, that's
Sunday night football.
Great game, right? Sunday night too.
Awesome.
I personally think that the Cowboys have a better chance to win.
Yeah.
This is a big Cowboys game.
Yeah. Huge Oklahoma game, massive Oklahoma game too. If Oklahoma was able to win,
It's a big weekend for you guys. It's a big weekend.
Yeah, that's
let me tell you, you have a huge weekend.
That's an awful weekend for you. That's too stressful.
I already told the girlfriend, expect nothing but the couch all weekend.
Guy's really awesome.
I'm curious. Give me your confidence level on Oklahoma. I'm curious. I'm an Oklahoma fan.
I'm sorry, say again?
Give me your confidence level on Oklahoma.
Man, it's tough. I'd say like 4 out of 10. We've looked really good. We've played a fucking paper soft schedule so far, but I mean, I do love Brent Venables. The defense is really coming around, but Texas looks fucking good, man. The one thing I will say is I think if we can rattle Quinn Ewers, at Big 12 Media Day, I saw him. He doesn't walk around with a lot of confidence. Gabriel does walk around with a lot of fucking swagger. I think that's if we can get in his face and get him down and have to make some big plays, I think we got a shot. But it's definitely not big. I personally think the Cowboys have a better shot, but I'm like I said, I'm riding high on emotions this weekend.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree for sure.
Niners favored by 3.5, by the way.
Niners 3.5.
Yeah,
It's gonna be an awesome game. I'm very excited for that. Before we go to picks, we'll really be out in like 4 minutes. Really quick. Does Chase Claypool just go to the Chiefs and he's like rehab center for him and he's the best receiver?
He has like a little juju year.
Yeah, it checks out.
I asked you guys want him on the Giants. You guys said no, though, right?
I just don't think he helps.
He's just not good enough.
I think there's no point for us to trade assets. Like I don't think he's not
Just
like
trying to find. You're right.
I just don't think he makes a difference.
Yeah. Patrick
Trade
Mahomes.
like even late round picks. Like why does well keep him?
Yeah, he can only go to like a great team and be effective.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
Patrick
the only
Mahomes
way.
can make him like Kadarius Toney is not. He made him valuable last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
or even the 49ers, or even like the Cowboys might be able to do something with them.
yeah, maybe Cowboys.
fair.
Real quick, gambling graveyard.
Yes.
Who do you have?
I have the Steelers.
Grab it.
Steelers on there.
Any reason?
Yeah, I don't trust their offense, and Kenny Pickett. This was the one NFL game I lost last week.
Okay, my gambling graveyard is the USC Trojans. My reasoning is because this is also good. Shout out Dukes. Look at this.
Yeah, he cuts these logos out. Very nice.
And it has it on our desk already. My reasoning for USC is because I have a dumb brain, obviously, and I see Caleb Williams. I'm like, oh my God, I have to bet him. And he does his job, and then I realize how bad that defense really is.
Terrific.
So their lines are inflated because of how good their offense is, but these teams score 24 points at minimum. So, like, that's where I'm done with USC. I have to stop betting them.
Yeah, I'm doing something I don't want to do. I don't. It gives me no pleasure to do, but I have to hold them accountable. The New York Giants are in the graveyard.
Oh no!
Last year they were the best team in football against the spread. This year they're the worst. They're 0-4. They disgust me to watch them play, to look at them, and I'm just sick of hemorrhaging money on them. I'll watch as a fan. I won't bet on them.
Oh, it's smart.
I'll probably bet on them again at some point.
Yeah, of course you will.
But right now they're on the
And also, just speaking for Rico put Pat Mahomes as his graveyard, and I believe you have it, Ev. Yeah. So Rico's putting Pat Mahomes on his graveyard after that, him taking that kneel, I want to say.
slide.
So
And I'd like to thank Pat Mahomes for doing it, for saving the Jets -9 or +9.
And Smitty, who do you have?
Blue Jays.
I have it here.
They're the Padres of the North. Just meh. Never again.
So disappointing. No heart on that team, right, Smitty? It's very frustrating.
They're a joke. They're a joke. What's your guys' picks today?
I'm on the Rays both ways, first 5 in game money line. Also tonight, I really like FIU with the points. I still think they're very underrated. Vegas is underrated. They've been good as a dog. They've been good against the spread in general. Give me FIU +6.5, and I'll probably end up taking Middle Tennessee State, but I'm gonna get back to the people on that. I'll tweet out the official plays later. But FIU, I really like.
I'm going straight baseball today. I'm going Rangers. I'm going Blue Jays. I'm going Diamondbacks, and I'm going Phillies -1.5.
Yeah, I'm also on the Phillies run line as well. I really like this. I think the Phillies just take care of business, and this is over very soon.
Yep. Rays, Phillies, parlay it +176.
All right. That is the show. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully Big Ev has his flu game against the Skeletor.